You know what it is. Feeling a little hyped up. My Knicks got to win. Memorial Day. Yesterday, my son turned 16. And I think I got something to say. Gemini New Moon. The new energy ready to boom. The trine to Pluto retrograde 3 degrees means that you gotta do the shadow work, please. Listen, let your cranium start to glisten. On the microphone, there's a pot that I could piss in. One of the best, there's no zesty young foes. And these little cats think they really, really know. MJ's the GOAT, I don't wanna hear LeBron. Let me tell you, son, I got it going on. Debating the boys, and I gotta keep it real. Never wanna let them know you got the meal. I'll take the food off your plate. I'll lift the weight. Never hesitate to bait. The E is more than great. Mental foreplay, I do it souffle. Mentally, these bars spray my way. Mercury and Venus tonight, you see. Episode 342, I'm getting down with poetry. Gemini, yeah, that's how it be. It's time to start the show, and my name is Big E. What's up, y'all? Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology. Wifey, the better half, will be here in a minute. I missed you guys. We got a busy week. May has been wild. I'm back with IG Live Lunch with Eric starting Wednesday. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you for the birthday love and wishes for my son. My Will Truth turned 16 yesterday. Oh, my God. It's crazy. I had a little argument and debate with him and his friend. They were here because they had a sleepover about LeBron and Jordan and Kobe. And it's just funny. You know, the young kids think they know everything, and you got to just kind of let them know. I don't give up an inch. You know what I mean? I told you, right? I always tell my kids I want them to be smarter, taller, bigger, wealthier, kinder, you know, just better than me in every way. The one thing I will not give up really is like the sports and the rhyming. No. Because I know sports better than most people, right? I was a radio host, did 3 different sports radio shows, okay? I could be on ESPN. I could debate anybody, okay? I know my stats. I've watched all the games. You know what I mean? I love it. And I think Minnesota's going to win tonight. But my Knicks won last night. I think they'll tie it up and make it 2-2. Mercury's entered Gemini now. The moon is in Gemini. It started off at Uranus. Make sure you go watch my Astro weather video. That's up. And, but we're getting ready at 11:01 p.m. Eastern tonight. That Gemini New Moon is 6 degrees. I'll talk about that a little bit. Maybe I'll do that first and then get into Mercury and Venus in the birth chart. But Mercury's in transit. And I hope you guys are doing well. How's everybody doing? Got to make room for wifey. You see me sliding over.
Hello.
And, we have definitely, me and her, we cannot wait for May to end. It's been a rough month for the Taylor twins. It's been a rough month for mom and dad. But God, they're trying this. But God's going to be good. No.
We're not going to let them.
Let's
see now.
Adults will rise up.
Through Maddie's eyes.
Hi, Maddie.
Hello.
Maddie, I love seeing you on TikTok, and I like your videos.
And Danny Figueroa.
What up, D Nice?
Thank you. And Teresa Miller. Thank you so
Hello,
much.
Teresa Miller.
And Chantel. Hello.
Hey, Chantel. Now, Chantel's coming to Coffee Talk. Are you guys coming? Teresa Miller, am I going to meet you finally? It's only $15, 75 minutes. Beyonce's birth chart this Saturday, May 31st, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. She's in Aries rising. Virgo sun in the 6th house, Scorpio moon in the 8th. Oh, crazy stellium in the 7th. It's going to be really fascinating. We'll look at the good, the bad, the ugly, but the skills, the gifts, the talent, and just the career. Destiny's Child, single, career, all that stuff.
Mama Miss is
Mama's
here.
in the house.
Mama.
So make sure you guys sign up, today or as soon as you can. $15. Coffee Talk this Saturday. Beyonce's birth chart. It's going to be super fun. I'm going to put up a poll question, and maybe I'll ask you guys here that are here in terms of June, mini and regular Coffee Talk. I'm going to hold off till it gets closer, either July or August, to do the eclipses, So it's fresh in your head for the August and September eclipses. But for June, I was thinking about the U.S. Supreme Court chart. I was thinking about Gene Hackman's chart. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, really fascinating. There's mysteries around how he died, but a great acting career. I mean, so many great movies. Love him as an actor. But I think that may be kind of fascinating, looking at that. Also, who else was I thinking about? I was thinking about some sports people, but you guys may not care, like Kobe Bryant or Kyrie Irving.
We got a blast from the past. It looks like Stephen the Jupiterian is
Stephen the
here.
Jupiterian is back in the house. What's up, buddy? So happy Gemini New Moon to all you guys. I'll talk about that briefly. This show is really about Mercury and Venus in the natal birth chart. It's Gemini seasons. I like to go through the Gemini placements. And I'm actually going to be back live tomorrow night. I think I'm going to do either 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to do Mars and Jupiter in Gemini, which is perfect, right? Because like tonight, it's the actual transit Mercury Gemini. And then Jupiter Gemini is still till June 9th. And then it goes into Cancer. Your private dancer. So getting you ready for that. Did you guys get my newsletter? I just sent out a newsletter today. Wifey made it look nice and hooked it up. So kudos to Wifey for making it look pretty. But
no problem.
Hopefully you guys enjoy it. A lot of good information and tips for this Gemini New Moon. So just remember, it's the Mercury, the Sun and Moon are sextiling Saturn and Neptune, as well as the sextile to Pluto and Aquarius. And Mercury, Sun and Moon are trining Pluto retrograde at 3 degrees. So it's about truth, shadow work. The lies will not hold up in this new dimension. This Gemini New Moon energy is about walking into a new reality, walking into new consciousness, and really being the pioneer maverick of your own life. Remember, like 4 or 5 months before the election, I told you, just as we were leaving the Aries North Node, going to the Virgo Pisces South North Node, it's really about becoming more sovereign, really walking into that I am energy and healing the collective Chiron wound Aries, right? In a lot of ways, we all don't initiate and assert ourselves properly. Some of us over initiate and over assert, and some of us, we don't, open up our throat chakra, but really walk into our power and our leadership. And that's what we have to do as sovereign beings and citizens. We have to stop relying on Big Brother and the government and the 1%ers. They don't really care about us, like MJ said. So this new moon is cementing in the Scorpio full moon, the Taurus new moon, right? That Libra full moon, there's a pattern. And 6 is that Virgo degree, and it's also the North Node lunar mansion behind it. So choose your path, choose your destiny, and really remember, with each thought during the day, if you decide to eat a peach, if you decide to have broccoli, if you decide to go for a walk, you decide to go here, turn left instead of turning right, you're kind of co-creating your reality, and you are literally living in the energy of choices every moment. And one choice changes an outcome of your life every moment of the day. So that when you really stop and think about that, you have the power. I've got the power. Remember that old song? It's getting kind of hectic, right? You've got the power, but you have to take that and be maniacal, intentional about your thoughts, your words, and we have to be clear and precise. She was saying that to one of the boys today. You need to properly enunciate and pronunciate your words and communicate clearly so people understand and know you mean what you say and you say what you mean, but what you desire and want. It's the same thing when you manifest. Don't hem and haw, right? That's not going to get it done. You thank Source, God, Creator, Yeshua, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, right? Buddha, Muhammad, Jesus, right? You do it with confidence. And we have got to walk into that as a collective. That's really what's on this plate tonight at 11:01. And you could do journal prompts, check out my newsletter. And if you didn't get the newsletter, sign up for it or email me and say, hey, Big E, I want that newsletter. I want to check out what you dropped. Okay. And the new community is starting on June 2nd. Okay. So I'll be sending out links. You can sign up and join either $5 a month or $18 a month. $18 a month, you get 10% off of all services, 50% off after being in for a year. Natal birth chart, soul return, secondary progression. If I'm being honest, whether it's with me or anybody else, you should get a solar return chart every year. The secondary progression chart, you should probably do every, depending on when you switch signs, but at least every 15, 20 years. or whenever you feel like you need it. But, this is a community with, we're going to have like 12, at least right now, 12 groups. We're about to add a numerology group. And people like Queen Bee will come in and drop in numerology information. Paris Williams will be coming in, dropping herbs information. Missy from Missy's Mysteries. Go back and watch that podcast, right? Episode 341. I did live last Thursday. Some of you guys were away from Memorial Day weekend. You may have missed it live from her metaphysical shop. It is awesome. She drops so much knowledge on crystals, and she's going to be in the group talking about crystals. It was powerful.
Guys, it is about to really come together, and we are so incredibly excited. Mama Miss and Chantel, thank you so much. They said that this color looks great on me. I decided to dress up a little bit because it is Memorial Day weekend.
That color does look good on you.
While we aren't like out, I'm here with you guys. So thank you.
Too bad we don't have a mushroom drink or an adaptogen, whatever thing.
Oh, I don't think we have it.
That's
anymore.
okay.
I can go get us some chlorophyll though.
Cool. I'd like some chlorophyll.
There we go.
So I'm about to run out of water.
Yeah,
Some chlorophyll would be great.
And Stephen the Jupiterian says, start speaking your truth. So true. Saturn in Aries is here to help us take action. And it was interesting because I've been telling the boys, listen, you have to learn to say what you mean. I had a whole little conversation because one of the boys didn't want to go outside and get hot and sweaty in the sun.
And play Uno at 95 degrees.
Jack has the sickle cell trait. And so when he gets overheated, he really holds his heat and he sweats a lot more than his brothers do. And I said, well, listen, he wanted me to tell them to come in or to do whatever. I said, no, go out and tell them what you want and what you need and ask them, can they come in and play? I said, even from these young ages, we have to be teaching our children
to properly communicate their desires, their needs, their wants. Yeah.
To be able to know that sometimes they're not always going to have everything they want met, but this is so important. And with what's going on right now with the Gemini moon and Gemini season, this is the time to build up those skill sets. So yes, you are totally right. Stephen. And then let's see, Mama Miss said, yes, I painted okay, so Mama Miss has been painting her kitchen and getting things done.
I love it.
And it's called Coral Passion. And you know what? This is kind of a coral color that I have. I just realized Eric is on the other color family paired with it. Anyways, let's see. Missy's Mysteries says, podcast was so cool. Wasn't it cool? I love being able to walk around and show that store and everything. So yes,
she was DP on the set. She was filming it. But you know what else, you guys remember with Saturn and Aries? Just be mindful. Aries, Sun, Moon, risings, even the cardinal rising signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. You will face restrictions. There could be arthritis. There could be headaches. There could be rheumatoid arthritis. It's going to make you, like brand newbians, slow down. You cannot over-assert or initiate or be impulsive. Saturn is making you pause. But you're literally, when you push through the restrictions and limitations and delays, you're changing the synapses in your brain and the frontal lobe. And so don't give up. Right? Cardinal signs, especially Aries, Sun, Moon, risings, you'll face some obstacles that maybe you've never faced before. Push through to September 1st and then get ready to do it again from February 2026 to 2029. This Saturn transit in Aries, it's in its planetary fall. Muy difícil, because Aries doesn't like to slow down. Aries doesn't want to hear no. Aries is going to hear some no's, and it's going to frustrate them. This is going to be a big test for the Aries, Sun, Moon, risings. So you guys got to step up and understand that Neptune is going to be there to help you be more spiritual, compassionate, empathetic, creative, imaginative. And the Saturn is going to make you slow down, have structure, have a plan. You got to have a plan. You can't just do it the Aries head first way, right? You're going to have to pause, do a spin move, and then go head first. Okay? So this is going to be some interesting lessons. And if you got Saturn in Aries, first or second return, hit me up. I do my Saturn return services. I got a couple coming up this week and next week, but definitely reach out. And Geminis, the birth chart sales rocking. Gemini, Sun, Moon, rising, either 206 or 305. Holla at your boy, Eric at BigEAstrology.com. Beyonce, you can email me or you can book it on the website. BigEAstrology.com or Eric at BigEAstrology.com. So what I was going to ask you guys also, I was saying if there's anybody you'd be interested for the Coffee Talk in June or any astrological energies you'd like to learn about, you could put it down here in the chat. I'll put up a poll question. Always check my post on the community page and stuff on YouTube. And, June, I'm probably just going to stick to the 2 unless something sparks me. But tentatively, it may be the 14th and the 20th of June. I think of the Coffee Talks. That's Saturday and Friday. So the full one and the mini one. But remember, with this group, $18, the Coffee Talks are worth, what, $22 and $35.
Yeah.
So you're saving just on that, right, $17.
And so I'm talking to our developer. And so the people who come in at the particular price will stay at that price.
Yeah. We will raise it eventually. You'll be able to lock it in at 18. Okay. So definitely want to do that. And I'm excited because it's almost like, it looks like almost you guys kind of like a Facebook. So you get in there and play. I was thinking about you, Mama Miss, when I was looking at the group because we got the, Mind Your Business, which is talking about your businesses, but create. What do you create? The creativity. And, that's what I want. I want this group to be all of ours, right? It's not one of those groups where haters and be like, oh, it's spam. No, I want you to promote what you're doing. I want us to collectively support one another, cheer each other on, shop with one another. That's what this group is about. My group is not just about Big E Astrology. It's not just about Sabale Pure. It's about us. Okay?
Exactly. Because
so it's the best group you'll be in.
Long-term goals is, and always has been, I love to help people with branding and building their businesses and whatnot. And so I've had a business in the back of my mind to help people do that. And I'm starting to do that more with clients.
Yeah, spiritual business branding, yeah.
At any rate, what I want to be able to do is give the people who work with me an outlet to sell, to build, to grow. And as you know, we're really big on the collective thing. So we'll have other things coming.
Stephen, you can go in there and do your tarot readings and give tarot tips and insights and help people. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking any percentages of any clients you guys get in my group. It's not about that.
Yeah,
For real.
I thought it was really, really nice because Missy, when we were there, at the end, she put together some little bags of crystals for us. Because we're planning a road trip.
You should get one of the crystals and show them.
Yes, so nice. I'll show it to you. But at any rate, and so she put together some bags of crystals and just different things and packages on that for us. And I was so thankful, and I thanked her profusely. And she was like, "Are you kidding me? You guys just came in here, set up, did this whole thing, are going to be giving me videos, and you're not charging me anything for this?" And I'm like, no, because you're part of our group and we're trying to build you up just like we need to build ourselves up. Yeah.
But she was very appreciative being on the podcast.
And it hit me.
And in her story.
Like Stephen knows when he was first starting out with his stuff, he came on this podcast and shared. You know what I mean? I had
Stephen as a guest. That's what we're about.
Anyways,
and you're not going to get that in most channels, right? You're not.
Will not. But let's take a little look here. And you're welcome, Stephen. And then these injuries have definitely had me dealing with restrictions and delays.
Who had injuries? Who's that?
Mama Miss.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mama Miss. That's what I'm reading right now.
Sorry, Mama.
Sat in my value in this. Sat in my value is in my being, not my doing. Yes, our being. We are enough. We are enough.
We're so more than enough. That's the thing you got. And this is what I remember I tell you guys, become your own media. Check in with your Pluto, your Lilith, your Chiron, your intuition, right? We don't need to seek the answers outside of us. Yes, there's nothing wrong, right? Like, working with a psychic or a tarot card reader, oracle card, astrologer, human design, soul contracts, right? Certain Akashic records, certain people have gifts and skills that you may not have. So do those things. But always still bring it through your own mental intuition and your own mental cycle. You've got to okay, they said this, I'll take that. That works for me. Oh, this may not work for me, and that's okay. Because I tell you guys all the time, I share with you things that I do. Right? I'm a 1-3 generator. That's the mad scientist, right? I've got to test it out, do it, and then share it with the world. right? And I tell you, grounding and earthing in nature, ice cold showers, meditating, toning, that works for me. You may need, Epsom salt baths, yoga, hiking, right? You may need movement for your meditation. You may need mindfulness and stillness. We just lay in the bed and breathe and do nothing. But the point is, see what works for you, but be open and willing to try new things, right? I tell you, I talk to my trees. I ground and earth. I did it before I came here on the show. Wifey will tell you I was just outside. But I do it because it works, right? Virgos don't do nothing if it don't work. So I'm going to tell you, like, right, I talk to my trees, I talk to my plant, but I do it because it works. And so, but it doesn't mean it will work for Mama or Steven or Chantel. But, give it a college try. And then if not, go to the next thing and see if that works for you. But we've got to be willing to be adaptable and flexible, right? This mutable energy, Jupiter, North Node. And remember, Jupiter, I just did astro weather. Go watch it. Jupiter squaring Eros. Be mindful of this dreamy fantasy love right now, because Jupiter is giving you a lot of information, but it can be confusing in the square to Eros and the North Node in Pisces. We got to be a little realistic, with Eros and Pisces right now, just in terms of love relationships. And Juno trining it kind of in Scorpio. Okay, but let's get to the birth chart. Mercury in Gemini, it's in transit there. It's at home, Mercury in Gemini and Virgo, also exalted in Virgo. It's debilitated in Sag and Pisces, and then it's fall in Pisces, And that's very challenging for my bunny. That's hard for her. I love her.
Yes.
But she does good with it. But guess what? Mercury in Pisces, it's what makes her so good with the spiritual branding business. She makes the most beautiful graphics and logos and designing, right? She went to art school, but she knows how to make something like, that's the gift of Pisces Mercury. So don't think I say all that to say, don't think any Mercury placement is bad. Even in Sagittarius, yeah, sometimes you could be a little arrogant, but Mercury in Sag is a great stand-up comic, a great teacher, preacher, professor, guru. Mercury in Sag can be a great orator and writer, public speaker. Do you understand? So, you got to work with the energies. What do you want to say?
No, I just, let's see. I'm sorry.
This fan
we've
is had
had
my neck.
Amanda Lee, 33 Creations.
Hey, Amanda, how you feeling? I wrote in the thing, and you told me you almost got caught your finger in the closet and this and that. I was like, oh, I'm sending healing energy your way. So hope you're doing well.
And then let's see. Teresa Miller said, wow, my arthritis has started bothering me a lot during the last couple of days.
That's Saturn Aries.
Let's see. And then did we tell them about?
Well, no, I did kind of, I didn't want to get so into it.
We won't get into everything.
But I said it in the astro weather. We had a little incident with the Taylor twins.
Well,
we have
Jack hurt himself.
Yeah,
he
broke his hand. But what's interesting, you could see it in the chart. The Capricorn risings in the 5th house of Taurus. They were playing a game and it got into whatever, and his hand was broken. But the moon at this time yesterday, 5 p.m., was squaring Mars. And the moon was in a conjunction to Uranus and Mercury. That's literally sudden, unexpected events to the body, and Mercury's the hands. Squaring Mars, which is he's going to have surgery. Mars and Leo, which is in their 8th house, hitting their Sun and Mercury and Lilith. So, it was like one of those moments where it's like astrology good, but not good for the Taylor family and the twins, especially on their brother's birthday. But things happen. Boys, they get into stuff, okay? But I just want you guys to understand with this astrology, it's no joke. You think you can escape it? You can't.
I don't think anybody on this thing thinks astrology is a joke.
No, I know you guys know, but I'm speaking to anybody that watches this on the replay. So let's talk about Mercury and Gemini in the natal birth chart. So when you have Mercury and Gemini in the birth chart, remember, if it's retrograde, it's something that you kind of got to redo over from a past life. And Mercury retrogrades, I have it in Virgo, it actually can make you more spiritual with your Mercury. Can make you more spiritually minded. You're not just regular data analytical processing. Mercury Gemini, I love it. Mercury Virgo and Mercury Gemini, what people don't know And I tell you this story sometimes, right? But, I did my top 5 placements and I had Aquarius number 1, and they were like coming at me like as if I didn't know what I was talking about or know astrology. But see, what people don't understand, when you have Mercury in Gemini or Virgo, where it's at home and Virgo also exalted, sometimes it can create over stress and anxiety. You can even get OCD. You can get ADHD, autism, because of the aspects to it. You're not going to necessarily get that when Mercury's in Aquarius. Mercury in Aquarius, modern ruler Uranus, it's the higher octave. Sorry, I got to turn this fan down because when it blows, it's affecting my throat. Maybe we'll get the air on for a little bit because it's hot, but I can't have
And
it
Mama
blowing
just
like that.
said thank you for thinking of her. It really touches her heart.
Of course, Mama, but I
know.
also know that, this is a community for you to shine because you do so much. And I think that, having a place where we kind of have built this tribe, which is like a family, but I like to use the word tribe instead because of the etymology stuff, right? Share a painting, share your stand-up comedy. You know what I mean? And I think that's important that we all support one another. And so that's my intention for this group. And it's going to be awesome. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really awesome. So Mercury, Gemini, they're so quick, inquisitive, clever, very good writers. But remember, it's masculine, mutable air sign. So they initiate where Mercury, Virgo is in the cut and it's studying, analyzing, and assessing. Gemini just jumps right in. I don't get jealous, but I'm almost jealous of that because I love the Gemini energy. There's no fear. They're just like outgoing and assertive. Virgo, I'm hesitant sometimes. Once I feel comfortable, then I'm all in. But you know what I mean? So you guys make me feel comfortable, so I'm all in. But Gemini is, it is the Jack and Jane of all trades and the master of trades. Gemini Mercury is just like a Gemini midheaven, sun, moon, rising. Their mental foreplay, they are the verbal sluts. That's my term of endearment. But I say that with love because they'll talk to the homeless person, the banker, the person at the concierge, the person at the laundromat, at the store, the bank, the gym. They will communicate at the gas pump with anybody and get data, information. That's why Geminis and Gemini, Mercury Gemini, they know so much about so many different various of topics, a multitude of things. And they are really, really quick mentally. So if you've got Mercury and Gemini, let me know down below. But it's a great placement. These people can be brilliant actors, not just stand-up comics. They can be great painters, artists, writers, lyricists. I mean, think about all the Gemini MCs from Kanye to Andre 3000 to Kendrick. Most of them are Mercury Gemini. I don't remember. I think one of them has Mercury Cancer, but you know what I mean? Like I think of Prince. Right? All these Mercury Gemini people, they are really great writers. Okay. Gemini is the trickster and the court jester. Okay. And it's the twins, male, female. But that twins is really, they can activate in their brain the analytical, logical side and the spiritual side. Remember, Mercury, Hermes can go to Pluto, Hades, the underworld, or can go hang out with the gods, right? The sun and the moon. Mercury is neither masculine or feminine. It switches feminine in the earth and water signs, masculine in fire and air, right? Saturn's a he, a man. She was asking me that today. Saturn a he? Yeah, Saturn's masculine.
Hey, gotta find out.
Right? Mars masculine, moon feminine, Venus feminine, but it's also a little masculine. It's kind of confusing, right? Because you have different ideologies where, Venus in the Vedic is more of a masculine energy, and it's masculine in Libra, but Libra is a masculine air sign and Taurus is the feminine fixed earth. But Gemini, Mercury, really, really fun. They're really good at snapping on people. They can tell crazy jokes. And, the one thing is that sometimes they can have diarrhea of the mouth. Like sometimes you may not be able to get them to shut up. Okay. That's the worst thing you could say about Mercury, Gemini. But they also need to sometimes learn how to just like relax, take a pause, and zoom out and see the big picture. Sometimes they're always in action mode. Gemini Mercury doesn't know how to necessarily be introspective. They have to be taught that, right? Remember, Mercury and fire and air, it's outward action orientated, outward, it's assertive, initiating. It does not look within. Earth and water signs are introspective, right? Now you could criticize and say sometimes we're too introspective, right? We're Virgo Pisces. Our kids are here to teach us to just do and not always overthink and be introspective. We got the Leos and the Geminis. They're kind of like, they're like, it's like chaotic energy for us sometimes, but we also learn from them. They're inspiring. I take notes and I pay attention and I learn from my boys, because the Leo Gemini energy, it's just like, boom, Wu-Tang for the children. It's in your face. Read.
Let's see. So Amanda Lee says she's so happy she found the page, and
thank you.
I just realized she's the one who ordered products. Yes, your products will be being shipped tomorrow.
Oh, did you?
I don't ship over the weekend, so they don't get caught
the
up.
holiday
and
weekend,
down
yeah, especially.
with,
She didn't want you
in the hot.
She didn't want your stuff being damaged.
Yeah. Stuff. You never know.
Oh, well,
and
thank you.
Stephen the Jupiterian is building up his YouTube channel.
Good, Stephen.
He says thanks to us. That's awesome. And then Jackie Washington is here.
Jackie Washington, how you doing, girl?
Hello. Virgos ain't gonna do it if it don't work.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And let me say that's a great lesson to learn, because a Virgo won't fake the funk. They'll be honest with you. They'll be like, I tried that. It didn't work for me. Right? Some of the signs that, they don't want to admit to being wrong. Virgos aren't like that. They're like, no, I did that and I didn't do it right, or I was wrong, or I didn't learn anything, or it didn't work for me. So that's true.
And then Stephen Jupiterian said Mercury in Aquarius here.
Yeah, that's why you're so smart, Stephen. Mercury in Aquarius, that's the thing. It doesn't deal with the anxiety and overthinking and stress like Gemini and Virgo does. Mercury in Aquarius, it wants to pour out the wisdom and knowledge and the revelation of truth. It can be stubborn and arrogant though, but Mercury in Aquarius, it wants to put the vision and the pieces together to think outside the box, to be weird, innovative, futuristic. It's a very nice Mercury. Very nice.
And then we have Guinea. Oh, now
what's up, Guinea?
Now you told me how to say your first name, but the second one, Ophiuchus.
Yeah, Ophiuchus.
You might have to.
That's that 13th
how
sign.
Is it? Ophiuchus?
Ophiuchus. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Yeah.
What's
up, Guinea? You never told us though why you have that name. Are you born like that late, that sort of Sagittarius? Because I know Ophiuchus is like I forgot the dates when they have it for November, like around that Sag time.
He said, "Good looking on that Mercury and Sag. That's my natal placement."
Yeah, it's a great placement. You just gotta watch out, right? It can, how Sag energy can be. I love Sag and Aquarius, but those are the two. If I'm being honest, Sag and Aquarius are the two most arrogant sun signs. Okay, but they're brilliant.
So Amanda says thankfully she's doing well. That cleaning glove saved her hand.
Yeah, she was getting ready to go do something, and something happened in the closet, and she was going to protect her baby. I think she has a newborn, and she almost cut her hand like in the closet or something.
Ooh. Yeah,
so yeah. And Amanda, have we done your big three? Because I know you are new, but I don't know if we've done your Sun, Moon, Rising. Anybody new here? Maybe can you? I'm gonna go and get into the rest of this, but you want to put the air down and get the chlorophyll?
Yes, I'll do that. But Guinea says you a gem rising? If so, what degree?
Oh, I'm not a gem rising, but my oldest son is. I'm a Scorpio rising. That's why my second album's titled True Speaker. I'm a true seeker and a true speaker. I'm a Scorpio rising. And that's been my whole life.
And Mama
death and rebirth, transformation.
Mama says that she will. And then Stephen the Jupiterian said Mercury in Aquarius in the third house here.
Yeah, and that's a great placement for it too.
And yes, I hope you love your stuff, Amanda.
She's
smiling.
Yeah, Amanda will.
I'm gonna go get the chlorophyll.
Thank you.
So guess what, guys? That chlorophyll is so good for you. I'll bring it back in a few minutes, but it's a heavy metal puller.
Which is so important at this time.
So super important, and
health is on the
agenda. It tastes really good.
It does taste good. And maybe see if you can grab the crystals too.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I will do that too. Oh my gosh, I have nothing but assignments all the time. So Amanda, she is a Taurus moon and rising and a Cancer sun.
Oh yeah, we've never done this. Okay, so Taurus moon and rising and the Cancer sun in the third house. So wow. hopefully you and mom get along because the moon's exalted. But sometimes, you guys, this is a weird anomaly. I don't have enough hours in a day. I wish I had 30 hours. I could sleep for. I do need my 8 hours now. I can't say maybe when I get maybe when I finally hit 60, I'll need just 6 hours. You get older, you need less sleep, they say. But back in the days, I could function 4 or 5 hours. But I'm at a point now. I'm 54 years old. I'll be 55 this year. I need my 8 hours, because I don't always sleep so good. It's Uranus in the 12th house, and all my surgeries. I told you I've had 13 surgeries, and then obviously my ND almost dying in 2021. But I say all that to say that I almost lost my train of thought. The moon on the ascendant, it's come see, come sa. Even though it's exalted in Taurus, and you'd have to let me know the degree, because the exaltation is literally between 10 and 23 degrees. But it does well in any of the, whatever decan it's in. But what was that noise? But the moon in Taurus is very grounded and practical. But sometimes, and Taurus risings, Amanda, maybe you're a good cook. You may love herbs. You'll definitely love Alana's product. She's a Taurus rising too. So this is right up your alley. The smell goods. I don't know if you got the lavender lemongrass or the rose sandalwood or the cedar citrus cedarwood. Oh my God, so good. I love it. Like, I can't get enough. I don't know if you got the oil, the tooth powder, or deodorant, the lip balm, seasonal lip balms. That cherry lychee is my favorite. But her products are so clean, organic, vegan. But the Cancer moon in the third house, Cancer sun in the third house. Did maybe dad traveled a lot for work? When you have the sun in the third house, sometimes there could be, a separation between mom and dad, but your sun and moon are in a sextile. So I would guess your parents maybe stayed together. You'd have to let me know, but that's come see, come sa, because the third house, that's the moon's planetary joy. But remember the Cancer sun, you have that divine wisdom and knowledge. And so you have to just trust your intuition. Cancer sun in the third house is really good for banking, education, property management, real estate, interior design, decorating, even therapy, psychology, owning or running your own restaurant. I mean, so many things, right? I mean, but I think of early ed is really good. But that's a good energy. You should definitely reach out and take advantage of the birth chart sale. Cancer season's coming. And it'll be 206 or 305, but yeah. So thank you for sharing that. Oh, and the Taurus moon, you are so, you got a sixth sense, and your throat chakra should be wide open, Amanda. And I think it is with the comments that I've seen you leave so far on the channel. And thank you. It means so much to me, you guys. Please comment on the videos. It helps me in the algorithm. I'll just be honest, April and May, the channel slowed down in its growth. I was averaging 6 to 9 or 10 new subscribers a day. In the last April and May, I've been getting anywhere from 2 to 4. So that's a big decrease.
Sorry.
And I'm trying to get to 10K. Now, remember, I told you I'll be live tomorrow night, either 6 p.m. or 6:30. We'll do Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. But Thursday, I've got a brilliant Aquarius coming on. Elena from Searchlight Tarot. She's one of the biggest and the best tarot card readers on YouTube. Look under Searchlight Tarot. She's been on twice before, over about a year or two ago. But she's
last time I checked her, she's at 228,000.
228,000. So that's bananas. But she deserves it, and she's worth it, because she's also psychic. She's not just a tarot card reader. Here's the chlorophyll. It does taste good, but she's really gifted. So we're going to do live readings. So come here Thursday night for episode, and look at this. I didn't plan this. I swear, no accidents. Episode 344, right? 4 and 4 is 8 and 3 is 11. And she's an Aquarius, the 11th sign. Bingo. Bing bong. So, so that's going to be really cool. So I'm really excited about that. So now to finish up with Mercury Gemini, if it is retrograde, you may be a little bit more spiritual. But don't sleep on Gemini and their spirituality. People think that Gemini is just kind of about social media and comedy and this and that. They are. But in moments of crises, Gemini knows how to adapt between the realms like most don't. I think Gemini and Virgo do that well. You know, my theory about Virgos, kind of like the fourth air sign. Just like I think Scorpio, and they share the same glyph. Scorpio quietly, shh, don't tell nobody. You guys see that guy on Instagram? Oh my God, he's so funny. He's like, shh, stop playing with me, son. You guys know what I'm talking about? He talks about like how, you know, this person looks like that person. I don't know if you guys watch, you know. Instagram's funny. And I guess it could be TikTok too, but I see him on Instagram, not on TikTok. But Scorpio is like the fourth fire sign because it's ruled by Mars, right? Think about Virgo, ruled by Mercury, you know, communication, air. So, you know, really interesting. But we're going to get to Venus and Gemini in the birth chart. Any questions on Mercury, Gemini, you can put in the chat. Wife will be back in a second. And also want to just say, you know, I will do, I did it. Did I do it with Taurus? I think I did it with Aries and Taurus. I can't remember now, but I'm going to do, maybe I didn't do it with Taurus. I have to go back and do that maybe. But I'm going to do Gemini in all 12 houses. So for all rising signs, like, you know, Gemini in the first, Gemini in the second, Gemini in the third. And I may need to go back and do that with Taurus. I don't want to miss that if I didn't do it. I did so many Taurus, you know, lives. I think I may have did it with Taurus and not with Aries. So maybe I'll just wait to Aries for next year. But I'm going to do that eventually. And so Thursday, and then I'll probably be live next Sunday. And I will be announcing and maybe placing the link here. And I'm going to send out the newsletter Monday morning for the link for you guys to join the community. And then what you do is you'll click on it and you could pay either the $5 option or $18. And then you fill out your profile picture, your background, kind of like Facebook, right? Your main photo, your background. And then you can go into the different groups. The Knowledge is Love Astrology Podcast group is where you'll see, and even if you only paid the $5, I was going to change it, but even if you paid the $5, you could still receive the discounts from my guests, just not from me, only for the $18. But there's a lot of clips and messages from my podcast guests, quite a few, and I'll be adding more, but you know, they're offering sales and discounts on their services. So if you've been paying attention to the people I've had on my podcast, I mean, I even got some discounts from Life to Plant Way, Joseph Octaviani. If you follow him on Instagram, he's huge. Great holistic plant-based business. And his products are amazing. I did his hair product. I did his liver and lung cleanse. He's a brilliant, brilliant guy. And I'm going to try to get him to come back on the podcast live. I got to reach out and check his schedule. But, you know, I got some heavy hitters. Joy Baker's coming back on in June. If you guys remember when Joy Baker was on a few months back now, but she was great. And she does live readings. Did you guys enjoy that episode with Amanda Romania, the Akashic Records reader? Wasn't that fun? Like I actually may study the Akashic Records with her. If not her, Debbie Solaris. But I want to add that to my repertoire with the birth chart readings. That would be like very next level. I also want to just be able to do it for myself. Now, I had to push it back. She was going to come this Tuesday, and that's why I'll be live Tuesday. Dr. Karen Michelle, psychic and medium. I told you at Lilydale. She's going to be coming on towards the end of June. You don't want to miss that. So, but I told them Joy Baker is going to be coming back.
Oh,
so
yes.
she'll read the comments,
so
and then we'll get
wonderful.
to Joy did live
readings.
readings.
Her, she does amazing live readings,
intuitive readings.
Yeah, like and she's really, really good. And then she walks you through different energy clearings right on the show
and visualizations.
It's really amazing.
She's great.
Let's see now. I'm sorry, you guys have been very talkative since I have been.
It's Gemini season. It's time to communicate.
Yes, I love
Gemini
it.
New Moon. I love it. Are you guys feeling that energy and that boost, right? I feel it.
It said Mercury 1 degree Pisces retrograde, 4th house, almost Aquarius. And Amanda said opposing Saturn. I got a little kit, conjunct my Mars, my Sun. And I believe the Sun or Mars is the same degree as my Saturn in the 7th. I have my Chiron in Gemini.
Oh,
And
wow.
then we have wealth mobsters.
Whoa.
You're new.
You're new. Share your big three, please. Sun, Moon, Rising. I like the name.
And,
Wealth Mobsters.
Wealth mobsters. Hey, Biggie. What
Does that mean when you steal the bag that you will share with others?
We want a little bit of what's it?
Right.
Oh my gosh, who's the guy who used to steal from the rich and give to the poor?
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
Yeah. Wealth mobsters. I like that.
Anyways, he says, "Hey Biggie, what can you say about Jupiter and Gemini?"
I will say tune in tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern and find out, or 6:30.
And we have Stephen LaScala here.
Stevie Wazy, Stephen LaScala in the house.
So good to see you. And then Mama says, I always refer to Scorpio as fire water. They're always ready to catch fire and scold somebody.
Yeah,
that explains why I catch 344 all the time, and it's 8:44 now.
That's funny.
And
yeah, don't miss Elena Thursday night.
What's the name of the plant guy?
His name is Joseph Octaviani. On Instagram, it's Life
really
the
amazing.
Plant Way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to get him back on, but like I'm telling you, he's incredible.
But you know what? My friend Stephen LaScala, he's got something going on too.
Oh yeah,
we gotta
knows
figure out what
up.
that is, and we gotta be promoting you, Stevie. And
well, I think Stephen's going to join the community, and he could share all his knowledge and stuff in there.
Okay.
And Stephen, I don't know if you sell things, you can promote and sell stuff in the community too. I mean, listen, you guys, I can't say it enough. This is not a community where I'm like, oh, don't spam. My only rules in the community. But let me say, my only rules in the community, we will kick you out, right? We're not cursing at one another, and we're not judging or disrespecting one another. That's not this community.
We're not doing that. Exactly.
We're not getting into like religion or you know, Democrat, Republican. You know, I'm sort of like Michael Jordan in that sense. Hey, anybody, you know, because it's just silliness, okay? And so I don't want that division and hate and vitriol. It's love.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like we have to be able to talk. There was a time when a Democrat and a Republican could speak to each other,
and
talk
be
about
civil,
what they didn't like, or what they thought, and have a productive conversation.
Yeah,
we have got to get back to those.
But that hasn't been since Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton in the 90s. That's a long time ago.
Right.
It's been terrible since then. No, I'm just saying that's the reality.
Yeah, maybe.
So we're not going to change it overnight.
No, we're not.
And so I'm just saying in the group,
we
I don't want.
need to have respect.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I
just don't want.
If people want to share something and maybe it leans towards something, as long as
that's fine.
In the right way.
I just don't want any bullying or teasing.
We can't,
you know, that's all I'm saying.
That's all I mean.
Because I don't go for that. No, I don't go for that. And you better respect Hall & Oates in my group, in my community, and EPMD, and A Tribe Called Quest, and De La Soul, and E Complete.
Yeah, just don't talk about any of his sports teams or any of his old school hip hop. Like
I will clap back,
hip-hop, because
you won't see nice
Eric. You might have to be removed from the group.
No, not remove. I'll clap back. You talk bad about Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul.
So Wealth Mobster says I've got a Capricorn Sun, an Aries rising, and a Libra moon.
Cardinal T-square. So that Capricorn Sun, you are here to overcome any obstacles you face. You're going to leave a powerful legacy. Your public image, you may be your own boss or CEO. You are the Wealth Mobster. I love the title. It fits. The Libra moon is sometimes emotionally unbalanced. And, you know, when you have the moon in the 7th house, maybe, is a Wealth Mobster a man or a woman? I assume a man, but I don't know. Sometimes the Libra moon could be all up in the cookie jar of your mother, in your relationships. You're going to be great, though, in the marketplace. You know, you could be in corporate law. You could, you know, do anything. But that Libra moon in the 7th house, number one, you want peace and harmony in your kitchen, in the crib. You're like, this is my place where, you know, I like to get down or whatever, whether you're a good cook or not, you just want peace there. But, you know, that Capricorn Sun in the 10th house, you'll overcome any obstacles. Remember, it has the Benjamin Button effect. Now, mom and dad could have got divorced. That's square. Could have been opportunities for growth. Maybe they figured it out. But at the time of your birth, they were kind of not in agreement. You'd have to let me know if they're still together. But you are very authentic. Aries and Pisces are the two most rare rising sign ascendants. And Aries is just like, what you see is what you get. And, when you walk into the room. But now remember, with Saturn, Neptune on your ascendant, you need to book a birth chart reading, player. Okay. That's going to be some interesting stuff. You're going to go through a lot to 2039. So you want to know, because that's the I am energy, physical appearance, outer mask. All right. So hit me up, Eric at BigEAstro, or check out the website. All right. But thank you for coming. Please subscribe to the channel. All you new people, please subscribe. Everybody hit the like button for me. But tell a friend to tell a friend. Help me get to 10K, yo. Yo.
Okay. And let's see. Stevie's ready to join the group. We're ready for
June
that.
2nd. I can't wait.
And let's see. Stephen Jupiterian. Big 3 here is Stevie.
Oh, Stevie, we've done your big 3 and we know it.
Sagittarius,
Sag rising,
Sun,
and Pisces.
Sun, Pisces, Sun, and what is it? Scorpio rising. That Scorpio rising with the air. Sag rising.
Yeah,
sorry.
Sag rising. Yeah.
Sag rising, Sagittarius.
Scorpio is the M with the stinger.
Oh yes.
Sag is the arrow because it shoots.
I gotta
the
get
archer.
the T-shirt.
It's the archer.
Yeah.
We got to get her a T-shirt.
I have a T-shirt made up.
She still don't know the glyphs
so
yet.
that I know the glyphs. I'm really not good at that stuff. Anyways, let's see.
But Stevie, you are the Jupiterian. You and her both share that in that sense. Although she's a Taurus rising, but she's Sag Moon, Pisces Sun, and you're Sag Moon, Pisces Sun. And that's the thing. I will make fun of both of you guys a little bit, right? When you have Sag and Pisces placements, you can exaggerate a little bit. It's not necessarily lying. You're not liars, but just exaggerating. When you're storytelling, because you're just about to experience and just zoom in out, see the big picture. But if a Virgo's there listening, like, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all, right? Because we focus on the precision of the details. Sag and Pisces, it's just like, but this, and the rain fell, and a donkey flew over the moon. And Virgo's like, no, that's not what happened at all. So it's just an interesting, perspective and stuff, but that's the Jupiter way. Jupiter's big, abundance, expansion. Oh, are they home already?
Yeah. So Stephen the Scholar said Mars and Neptune in Scorpio.
Mars and Neptune in Scorpio. Yeah, that's nice. That's, that is that kind of deep spiritual healing warrior energy. That's what is it? The Alchemist. If I had to give it a title, it's like the alchemical surgical warrior. Neptune, Mars, Scorpio. But let's get to Venus, Gemini. Okay, and then we'll get back to the chat. So Venus, Gemini in the natal birth chart. Interesting people, right? You got like Missy Elliott and J-Lo and a couple other people. Little Kim, Tupac. It's a flirty energy. The women, it's confusing for the fellas. If a woman has this, it's like Venus Aquarius. They can be accidental flirts just because they're going to be chatty Cathys. Venus Gemini chicks, ladies, you guys up at the bar, the club, the restaurant, you're like, blah, 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 blah. And, if you talk a guy up too much, just so he thinks you're flirting with him. I'm just being honest with you. So they're not, though, fellas. And I'm here to tell you, Venus Gemini women are just super friendly. And Venus Gemini can be very artistic, very clever. They're fashion forward, fashionistas, very stylish. And it's going to be modern. But it's going to be a little twist on it. It's going to be creative. It's going to be inquisitive. It's going to be funny. They may put on like Mickey Mouse ears when they go out or something. Like they're going to do something that's unique and different and playful. I remember when girls used to do that in high school. I'm like, what are you doing that for? Maybe they had Venus and Gemini. But you always find somebody that will do like some cutesy stuff. Like sometimes she likes to do like weird, like kind of weird stuff, like not Mickey Mouse ears, but and I'm like, what are you wearing that? But like that's the air signs in Venus. Libra, it's just like all color palettes. But Venus, Gemini also, they're very artistic, right? They really want to, they can be really big into their crystals, and their love language is the communication, right? Whether it's a male or female, you've got to stimulate their mind. Then you get everything else down below active. You got to go mental first. Venus Gemini needs the heavy mental. And they're very concerned about their vehicle, their fashion, They kind of want probably like a sporty car. Even if they have a truck, it's got to be filled with the technology. But they would, if they, if they don't have kids, they're going to get a small sporty car. But if they got kids, they'll have the big truck, but it's going to be like all the technology in it, the gadgets and stuff. Venus Gemini loves gadgets, and they may have some hand skills with either painting or fixing things or designing, interior decorating. They got the belt, the shoes, the purse. I love my half sister, my Taurus sister. She was telling me, Eric, don't just get a woman shoes without not getting her the matching belt and the purse. That's a waste of time. Don't do that. I was like, oh, okay. Like, it's like, that's a lot of pressure and a lot of money just to get, what if I just want to get her a belt? Like, no, you got to get the bag and the shoes. That's what my sister told me, so, oh my God, she was the best. And, that's Venus Gemini is really got a great sense of humor, but they can be very flirty. Is the door not closed? The sound. Yeah, I think you need to close it because the noises. Yeah. So, but that's Venus Gemini in a nutshell, they can be very good at like painting and designing, racquetball, table tennis. Mercury Gemini with their hand skills are great. That pickleball, now I remember the name. I got it in my head. She had to just remind me of it the other day, and now I got it. Pickleball. Everybody loves that. Handball, badminton, table tennis. I used to love playing Chinese handball growing up. Oh my God, I was so good at that. But that's a Mercury Gemini, and Venus Gemini is very, they're going to be stylish with their sneakers. They could be sneakerheads on the low, Venus Gemini. Okay. But think about Missy Elliott. Ha ta 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 ta. Right. The lyrics, they're very like creative and like great writers too. If you guys don't know, when you have Venus like in the 3rd, 5th, or 12th house, you can be a very talented writer. 9th house too. Okay. You get these little tidbits when you come to BigEAstro. Knowledge is love. Okay. So share with me anybody who has Mercury or Venus and Gemini here, or if you know a friend or family member with it. And let's go to the chat.
So let me see. Stephen the Jupiterian said, I'm already 55 in my 8th house perfection year. I don't exactly know what that means, but for you.
Yes, you do. Annual perfection.
I know the annual perfection, but I don't know what the 55. I'm already 55.
Because the age. So the 1st house is 48, 49, 50 in the 3rd house, 51 in the 4th, 52 in the 5th, 53 in the 6th, 54 in the 7th, 55 in the 8th. So I'm going to my 8th year annual perfection.
Okay.
So that's good, right? Because when I turn 55 annual perfection, that may increase the resources of the wife. You can receive an inheritance. You can be very focused on the esoteric occult knowledge this year. 8th house annual perfections, but there could be some emergency sudden events. But there could be a lot of things about wills, legacy, family trust, things like that. Mm-hmm. So 55 is a powerful year because it's also about power, money, sex, and things like that. So, it's an interesting 8th house perfection year. So me and you, Steve, we got to make it work, brother.
Wealth Mobster says, damn, my whole life I'll be reaching out to you soon.
Oh, awesome. I broke you down?
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
That's
please
amazing.
reach out. Yeah.
And then, everybody's just kind of talking back and forth.
And Wealth Mobster, just remember with that Libra moon, you when you're in the marketplace, you don't always need to have somebody else with you when you go shopping, but also you can be a great listener, which can help you with your business sensibility. Like as the Libra moon, it can be challenging emotionally, especially like I said, mom could be up in a cookie jar in your relationship. Like, all right, mom, leave me alone, stop. But I don't like her for you. She's too attached to her parents. And you're like, Ma, it's okay. I love her, So like the Libra moon in the 7th house could be interesting, But it's good for sales and marketing and contracts negotiation. You're going to be good at barter and trade too. But hit me up for the birth chart. I'd love to do it.
And Mama Miss said that she says that's why everybody thinks she's flirting with them because she talks a lot.
Yeah,
I guess
Oh, and you got Mercury. You got Venus
and Aquarius.
Venus Aquarius. Yeah.
See, look at that, Mama. He remembers stuff.
Yeah, and she got the Venus Aquarius too. The accidental flirts.
Black God is with us.
What up, Black God?
He's
God is God. God, yo, God.
He's Gemini with Gemini and Venus.
Oh.
I'm a Gemini with a Gemini and Venus.
Okay, you got Gemini Venus, like Tupac. Okay, so you need from a woman, right? You need that mental stimulation, right? You don't like those girls that they're too hoity-toity and they don't want to be silly and talk. You need a girl that's like back and forth, like da 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 da, and then she could like almost verbally joust and snap and have fun, right? You need a girl that's fun or even funny. You don't like this girl that's like too prissy, like, oh, I don't do that. That's gonna turn you off, right, Black Eye? I know, brother. Yeah, Venus Gemini, but you could literally marry a Gemini, but you're a Gemini yourself, so you don't need to marry no Gemini woman. That would be too much posse. That's like 8 people in a relationship, or at least 7, or at least 6. Women, just so you know, Gemini season. Let's keep it real. Men have 2 personalities. The women have 4, and it usually takes a Gemini woman to age 40 or above to kind of really be honest and master her 4 different personalities. I've seen it. And they're pickers off. Usually they choose like the killer thug boyfriend, right? My analogy, you'll see in my Gemini videos, the Gemini woman likes the guy with the motorcycle and the bloody knife and then a couple of strands of hair on the knife. She's like, oh, I want to date him. I'm sorry. I'm telling the truth, Gemini ladies. Y'all know how you are. Okay. But you're great people. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
and we have been joined by God Strengthens Me.
Oh, God Strengthens Me. How are you?
Good to see you
It's
back.
been a minute.
And let me see now. Guinea has a good question.
Go ahead, Guinea. Go ask your question.
I'm going to put it up here on the screen.
Guinea star.
Let me see. See, I'm just now starting to figure out. I know what this is now. Look, I just put his comment up. It says, hey, E, any jewels or keywords with tonight's new moon sitting exactly on my ascendant tonight?
You put it up on the screen.
I did.
Oh, here?
Yes.
Oh,
I know.
Can they see that?
Yes, they can see it. It only took me like, however long to figure that out.
Oh,
the
my
other day
God.
I kept clicking it and people were probably like, what is wrong with her? She kept taking it up and down.
Wow, we can do that?
Oh,
so that's what they have on
Technology.
StreamYard.
Yes.
They have it on StreamYard. We could do that here?
Yes. So here we are. So that's his question. And I just put it up so everybody could see. So what can you tell Guinea?
And what was the degree?
You have any jewels or keywords?
Yeah. Gemini New Moon hitting his what though?
Sitting exactly on my ascendant tonight.
Oh gosh, yes, because that's your I am energy, your physical appearance, your outer mask. You've got to be willing to communicate. You've got to slow down the mental stimuli in your cranium, but journaling tonight. The whole day could have been like a 369 Tesla, right? New beginnings, new affirmations, 3 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, 9 at night. But set the intention tonight. Remember, we're not a victim in the 3D or 5D. When you go to bed at night, you can command your soul, right? The physical avatar body gets tired. Your soul doesn't get tired. Your soul is going out to Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, 5th, 6th, 7th dimension. So you could say, I want my soul to travel out of my heart, third eye, and crown chakra, and I'm ready for a new reality. I'm ready to co-create and manifest my reality, right? Choosing my words precise and properly, right? You create your destiny. You make it happen. You are the I am. So really, with Jupiter still in the ascendant till June 9th, this is your time. You know what I mean? Write the book, speak your course, share your truth, expand your consciousness, your wisdom. Don't play small anymore. You know what I mean? And you're about to get the bag because Jupiter's just going to your second house to give you more money. More money, but the divine knowledge. Be open to receiving a lot of new knowledge this year, but then speaking it out. You're like a car wash. You're bringing it in, you're bringing it out. Dirty car comes in, and then you take care of it, and then you spit out the brand new car. But Jupiter in Cancer, second house, there's a lot of expansion on your intuition. You're going to be extra sensitive this year, but not in a bad way. It's going to be in a way that you are really rocking in your sixth sense. So be prepared for that with this new moon, because it's going to be a new you and a new reality. You're going to be golden, my man. All
okay,
right.
So
that was cool.
There we go. See, we get
Wifey
excited.
Did it. Yay!
All right. Every
did you guys, they were able to see it? You guys saw that?
Yes,
that was
they
cool.
saw
Okay.
it. I promise you.
Okay.
They saw it.
That's really cool.
And we have Elette 87.
Alette's been here before.
but
Yes.
it's been
How
a
are you,
minute.
Alette? And
I'm
see,
late. I
wait,
forgot.
I got to say this to you guys. Little things like that.
They excited.
I'm not easily impressed, but stuff like that, I'm like, yay, that's so cool. Like, sorry, you know, we're not masters of technology, you guys. So that made me feel good. Go ahead.
So let's see. Alette 87 says, I'm late. Just sending us love.
Oh, thank you.
So
And
much,
Black God,
Alette.
let me know if I was right about that Venus Gemini for you.
Guinea says,
Guinea.
bro, my numbers are 369. I'm born on the 6th life path and a 3 and an outer number is an 18 9.
That's dope.
And wow, thank you.
Yep.
Awesome.
So there you go.
There
so
you
then
go. Let me
it rang true. Yeah. You got this. And remember, don't play small anymore. You're a Gemini rising. You got Saturn, Neptune in 11th house. Wait, let me finish. Saturn, Neptune in 11th house of Aries. This is time for you with discipline to cement in your new spiritual group and tribe. That's Saturn, Neptune for the Gemini rising's 11th house. You need to join the Knowledge is Love tribe and come in there and share all your goodness, right? That Gemini ascendant, you guys are freaking brilliant. Okay.
And Guinea says one of his wishes is to rhyme with you.
What? Yo, so email me. Let me hear some of your stuff.
He has enough. He's gonna do his last album, and I think that would be really cool. To have certain people from the group be on there.
Well, let me tell you something. Well, you gotta be tight. You gotta be tight. You gotta be tight. But I'm sure you are, Guinea. But I you know, I'm hoping to start writing some rhymes maybe this summer while I'm on vacation and just next year. But I think it's going to be done in 2026 because right now I'm just focused on these 2 books. We're getting the community done, and then we're finishing the book, and then I got to get to the NDE
It's
book.
like the never ending.
Yeah,
just always
but it's going to happen. It's okay.
One day.
No, it's
one
coming.
Day. And then, okay, so our girl Hope is here. Hello, Hope.
What up, Hope?
How are you? Good
Hope
to
is
see
in
you.
the
It's been a
hands.
minute.
Another Gemini rising.
And Chantel has a question.
Yes, Chantel.
She's trying to get her name.
Oh, put her on the screen. We got to put Chantel on the screen.
Her name up on the
Put her on the screen.
Okay.
Put Chantel up. What's her question?
Oh, and I skipped you, Mama, but I will come back to you. I just happened to see this question, and I'm so excited. But is there any significance to Saturn being in my first house at birth as it is now in Aries?
First house.
Is there any significance to Saturn being in my first house?
No. I mean,
as it is now in Aries.
So don't associate the first house always with Aries. You know, that's where we can get caught up. You know, when it's in Aries, it just means, you know, whatever house you have Aries in, that's where it's in transit. So not really a significance, but Saturn in the first house means you could have been growing up very mature, more serious, and you put a lot of some restrictions could have been placed upon you, but they could have been put on you with your digestion, right? We have a son with Saturn and Virgo in the first house, and he had a lot of stomach issues. Saturn, though, on the first house, though, discipline is a lifelong experience and lesson for you, you know, because the more you respond to your abilities, think of the first house. It's the only house of self, you guys. So when you got Saturn and Ascendant, that's your greatest challenge in life because like if once you can master the discipline, being structured, organized, and disciplined, Saturn in first house, you're unstoppable.
You know, and something you just said reminds me of the Life Transformation Program because we have that exercise about who was it all for. And part of what we're doing is
5-month program, you guys.
It's
going to knock you out.
Setting your goals, but figuring out what has been driving what you've been doing your whole life up to this point. Because so often, so many of us, our dreams and goals were based more on what other people wanted for us than what we wanted
people
for ourselves.
pleasing and the subconscious program.
And so in order to really transform your life, you've got to look back, figure out what that was.
And see who you are authentically, your dreams.
Walking your own stuff. Mama Miss is doing crystal healing and journaling and working it out over there. And let me see.
Any questions or comments about Mercury and Venus and Gemini?
So Alette 87 is Quintella. I did not know that, girl. Anyways, hello. And
hey, Quintella.
And let's see.
How you doing, my friend? Quintella, you coming to Beyonce? Chantel gonna be there. You know what's so funny? I feel like Chantel and Quintella know each other, but I think you guys just kind of came on at the same time in terms of book and chart readings.
They live in different places.
No, they know each other from Coffee Talk.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I feel like you guys should just know each other because, you know.
Well, you guys should just know each other.
Yeah.
And you will know each other in our community.
And Chantel, we may come visit you.
Yes. I am planning out and plotting my thing because we're going to go down one way and come back up the state the other way. So I'm going to be hitting a lot of Texas spaces.
We may go through San Antonio, Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So let's see now. Jolly James. Let's see.
Hey,
Hello,
Jolly James.
How are you? And excited for Jupiter in Cancer, which will be over my moon 5th house.
Did you sign up for the newsletter and catch that? Okay, I was breaking that down. But make sure you guys, if you haven't signed up, go to the website so you're not missing them. BigEAstrology.com. And I announced earlier, for some of you people that came on late, the community will launch on June 2nd. So we'll send out a newsletter that morning with the link, and you can either join $5 or $18 a month. Okay.
So Hope says she loves being a Gemini rising.
Yes.
And then Steven said hello to Hope.
Yeah.
Hope said hello, dear. And that is some vintage.
This is old school. These are the OGs. Hope and Steven.
Love communication.
Hope, Steven. Wait, Hope, Steven, Danny, Evelyn. Where's Ev at? That's the OGs.
That was from the beginning.
Yep.
Woo. They've been here. Yeah, and my girl Audra is here. Hey,
oh,
Audra, how you doing, love? And
thank you guys.
Yes.
Can I just say thank you to all of you? Like, you know, Steven and Hope and Danny and Audra and all my new people and Mama and Chantel and Quintella and, you know, Wealth Mobster and Guinea and Black Guy. Like, I don't know how other people are, but I'm going to, we're real in this channel. And for me, I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do.
We do.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. And do me the favor, though. I ask you guys, and some of you do it, but not everybody. And Amanda, New Creation, after the live is over, please come back and just put a fire emoji. Thanks, Eric. Steven, Steven LaScala does it. But, I mean, can you guys just do that for us? It helps the show grow in the algorithm.
We're trying to get to 10 million. But first, we need to get to 10,000. That's it.
Yeah.
Share it with your friends. Tell them to come. Yeah. Tell them to come follow us.
But it's a good time here. You got to tell your people, tell your friends.
Yes.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
And
tell a rooster to tell a hen.
And let's see now. We have so much going on, but let me show you guys something because, as you know,
the crystals.
I did. Yeah. Just take a little break. Just a little break.
Okay.
So I went and I got the chlorophyll. So this stuff is really fabulous. And no, I'm not a sponsor or anything.
I already finished mine.
Finished it already. But Nature's Sunshine is the website. Their stuff is right on point. This is a heavy metal puller, energy giver, all the stuff, and it's so good for you.
Yeah.
But what makes this even more special is the fact that I got the water. You can kind of see it. Yes, this is my water bottle and my little piece of paper here. See, it doesn't have to be super special, but this paper, this is moon water that I put out the last full moon. I put out a whole bunch of different waters, and on each water, I wrote the paper and I wrote my intention. I require, okay? You require, you desire, you don't want to have.
You never say I
want or things that are limiting. So require, desire,
I receive.
These are words that are more about the abundance. So I said I require love, clarity, abundance, and health. And I don't know about any of you, but I have been, since this new moon has come in, I am definitely feeling these shifts, and I'm feeling myself get in alignment. With a lot of
she's a
things.
Pisces. She's so happy to say goodbye to Saturn.
Yes, you absolutely freaking know it because it kicked my booty, especially this last month. And y'all know because I was talking to you about it. And then
that's that 28th and 29th degree. It was woof.
So very quickly with these crystals here, I wanted to show you some stuff. So Missy put together stuff for the car. And this was her car kit. So we've got the shungite. Okay. Shungite has become my new favorite. This is an amazing, it's a very dense.
And you can put shungite in your water or in the bathtub. Not all crystals are good for the tub.
Yeah, so
I learned that from Missy.
Places. But this is RF frequency blocking, 5G blocking, all of the stuff. They actually have them. They have little stickers that you could put on your phone.
EMF
but like
protectors,
this little EMF protectors. Thank you. That was the word. You can stick this in your car's vent, and it will be in the air vent, and it will just be in your car and do that.
Oh, wow,
we
that's
also
cool.
have the selenite and the black tourmaline. These two together really are harmonious. They create peace. And so Missy gave this to us when we go on our car ride. The EMF stuff, you want to have this all the time.
Those 5G towers are terrible, you guys.
In this
and it hasn't improved our technology. It's just to
really hasn't.
Just
how
to monitor us.
How many of you are having your
internet not so great? Yeah.
Choppy. I mean, come on now. But these three together, this is for peace and bringing harmonious driving and travel and safety. So honestly, this is a really great group of things for you to pick up, to put in your car, to carry on your body, just all the stuff, right?
Is somebody going to give me an update of the Thunder game? What's the score of Thunder Timberwolves? Somebody
let's see. We have, this was another one, and this was specifically for the travel. This was specifically for the travel, and of course, I can't remember all of it, and I was looking for the papers.
There was a carnelian.
We have the carnelian here, and I love the carnelian. I've used this. I love this in the office. I love this any place that I'm trying to be creative, because it helps that creative focus to come in, and it's playful.
And it's connected to the Aries energy
and whatnot. And then this is the aventurine. So this is a nice little travel, and again, they can see it. Okay. They can see it. And then I can't remember what this one was. This last one, I can't remember. But anyways, I'll figure it out and I'll get back to you on it. But that's specifically for going on a vacation. She put these three together. The Jasper? No, it's not the red Jasper. I have some of that too. But we put this out.
I got her some nice crystals for Mother's Day and stuff for her, with the Aries 12th house and stuff.
Oh, yes. I should have put on my crystal necklace.
It's okay.
Okay. But anyways, yes. And Mama Miss is saying Shungai is so dope. I need to locate mine and get some more.
Yeah.
And, Missy really talked to me about I know all these things. And sometimes I'll be honest with you, I have so much going on in my head, I forget. But Missy just really was talking in her podcast about when we get these, obviously you want to clear any old energies off of any crystal that you get so that you make it yours. Then you
charge it on selenite,
by
right?
Charging it and
or with new or full moons.
Yeah. And then you put your own intentions into these crystals.
Yeah.
And what else is really crazy? We had Amanda.
What else was crazy, Alana?
Well, this is crazy. We had Amanda on, the Egyptologist. And
Amanda Romania.
I had a few years back bought a crystal
from her.
From her. Let me go show you that really fast.
And it broke, and Amanda broke down the energy of it. Why? That's really deep. So we're not going to stay on too much longer. Any last questions or comments?
So this was the Ankh that I bought from her several years ago, and we had it here. And it broke right after we had the person shooting the documentary that Eric is going to be in. They came to the house, and right after this person left, I was picking this up, and the top had broken off. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on with that?"
I'm going to be in a documentary, you guys, for NDEs.
Then my mom, who's like real fixie, I said, "Mom, let's use your skills." And so she kind of went and fixed it all up. And as she was fixing it, one of these other arms broke off. And in speaking, she fixed it for me. But in speaking to Amanda, she said, what that is that whatever the mission and purpose was that crystal served in your life had been met. And so in all honesty, I should not have fixed it, but looks good. But anyways, I have to get a new one with new energy and new intention. So when your crystals break, know that
completing a cycle.
Crystal completing a cycle and communicating with you. So just something really super dope. Anyways, let me see here now. Gini said, "Bro, I rhyme with Styles P. He's being on me to get my own way and lock in on the craft, but I'll be goofing. I won't lie, but thank you for
Styles
those words.
P.
You won't be disappointed.
I know I won't be
I'm
disappointed.
sure he won't
Styles
be.
P is one of my favorite. You know, and what I like about Styles P, you know, obviously I'm a big Jada fan and Chic Luch, but Styles P, like Pharoah Monch and Black Thought, and I like when Styles did the joint Black Thought. His wordplay is different. He's not just a metaphorical freak. He goes deeper, and you gotta listen to his rhymes. So that's what I like about Styles P. That's how I am. Like I tell people, like it bores me to write a rhyme, and it's just like metaphor after metaphor. Like I mean, you know, it's cutesy and it's fun for like the audience and wordplay. But you know, I tell you, I love Pasta News. I love Karis One Rakim. I love Black Thought. I love lyricists, Nasir Jones, Rakim, Slick Rick. You know, I want to tell a story, but I want to inspire you. You know, it's not just to get you to shake your butt and be mindless. We've had enough of that for too long. We got to stop being mindless. We need to be mindful. And so I rhyme for a reason. You know what I mean? And I charge weak MCs with lyrical treason. I'm verbally pleasing. Got no respect for heathens. To me on the microphone, they sound like they're teething. No baby food. I spit it so crude and rude. I'm that type of dude with the chipped tooth. Forget Superman. I was in the booth. I never hesitant. Smack Clark Kent. Gave Bucky his dents. Of course I represent. You know what I'm saying?
And Stephen the Scholar said that the Thunder is at 50 and
Minnesota
to 42.
Ooh, Thunder's winning.
Up 8.
Up
Yeah.
8. Okay, thank you, brother.
And then Guinea said, OKC up 50, up 6, 50 to 54.
Thank you, guys.
And 7:50 left in the second
Thank
quarter.
you, guys. Looking out for your brother. Thank you. I
And
like
Hope's
it.
telling us about the crystals holding memory. So true.
Yeah.
But you can clear them,
Yeah.
right?
New selenite. Selenite. Am I pronouncing it right? Selenite?
Selenite, yes.
New moon or full moon, you can clear them.
Let me see here now. Mama Miss is just saying it. Yep, they've done their job. Oh, Awaken the Dream School is here, girl.
What's up, girl? Welcome to the party.
So good to see you.
That's Anjani. You guys go follow her page.
Who came and visited us? Julie.
Yeah, I told her. Julie came. We met Julie in person, and she said that you would come and drive in your van and come meet us. And we're like,
come on, girl.
Where's Anjani at? I met Julie before I met Anjani. That don't even sound right.
No, it doesn't. Right? But you know, we won't hold it against you.
No. She said we just have to invite her. We haven't said the formal invitation.
I haven't. I'm so sorry.
She's like she'll come and hop in the hoopty.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I got some.
We were talking about the Gemini and Venus and Mercury and Venus and the birth chart in Gemini and a little bit of the Gemini New Moon energy. But just you guys, as we wrap up, I just want to say this. Remember with the trine to Pluto, and watch my Astro Weather Week. I broke down the weather for this week. You know, we started off with a Taurus and then Gemini and Cancer Moon. We may get some real interesting truth and revelation on Wednesday and Thursday. You know, Friday they like to do the news drops. But this Mercury and Gemini trining Pluto, right? It's going to be exact on Wednesday and Thursday. And so more so Wednesday. But please don't be shocked and surprised at truth that comes out just because you weren't expecting it, or it goes against like your own programming and cognitive dissonance. And I'm not throwing shade on anybody. We've all been programmed. I've been programmed, right? The fact that green is go and red is stop.
If you live on this planet,
we all
in this dimension, we've been programmed. It is what it is. And so we're all waking up, and that's the beautiful thing. We all have the power to wake up.
Exactly. But so what I'm saying is that really be in the now conscious to know that each moment of the day you are choosing your reality with your thoughts and your intention, right? So that's why I always tell you, retire from negative self-talk. That's no longer your job, hand in the pink slip, but also be very present, conscious and aware, right? The negative thoughts, cut them off in the head. Don't let them go down the escalator and get dispensed out of the mouth, the boca. That's muy malo. No bad talking about yourself. All of you here are amazing. But I need you to feel it. I need you to know it. I need you to believe it. Tap into your Pluto, Chiron, and Lilith. And Anjani is the Chiron expert. Matter of fact, Anjani, the next podcast we should do together, we should go through, oh my God, I don't know why I didn't think about that. We need to talk about all the Chiron signs together.
That's a good one.
And maybe we could even do the signs and the houses. Just make it a powerful Chiron episode. Oops, see, this is the new consciousness. You see how I do? Can I? I'm gonna be real humble, but sometimes I got to be humble, confident, and cocky. I don't really know if there's many human beings on this planet that are more creative than me. Seriously, and she'll tell you, like my creativity is like constantly flowing. I come up with ideas. I have $1 million business ideas all the time. When I do your birth chart readings or your business birth chart readings, I have given people so much great insight advice to boost their businesses. It's crazy. Because it's just how my brain works. I get those downloads from Uranus and Libra. It is like, it's one of my favorite placements because it helps me with the dream. I dreamt about her before I met her. Mm-hmm. Literally did. And we won't get into it now, but like when we first started dating, I saw different stuff about an ex-boyfriend trying to holler at her. It freaked her out. She was like, what?
It did. I was like, you know what? Because when he did this, I was, when you're dating in this world, it is hard. Like, oh my gosh. And so he more than once would call
predicted
me up
and told her this guy would reach out to her.
And he would. And I was like, oh my gosh, these men are running games on me.
She thought that we knew each other.
I was like,
I was playing games.
These people know each other. They're really messing with me. It was not good. Anyways, long story.
It was confusing at Pisces, but I had to bring in the Virgo and be like, no, baby, I'm just letting you know because I'm getting the downloads and I'm sensing it. I didn't say that word at the time, download, but I was like, I'm just getting the visions and the dreams of it, and I'm letting you know because he's gonna try to mess up what me and you are building, and that ain't gonna happen.
No,
nobody messing up what we got. Okay.
Thank you. And Anjani said yes, and you'll do the houses as well.
Yes, signs and that. Wouldn't that be dope, Anjani?
Neptune placements, bro.
Because I'm good at Chiron, but listen,
she's amazing.
Wait. But this is what I want you guys to understand. This is how real and authentic I am, right? I keep it real. She's a Chiron expert. I am very good at Chiron. She's an expert. So we're gonna come together and give it to you. I'm good with my Chiron. But this woman, she's better on the wounded healer part, right? I'm good with the energy antenna and the wounds, but she can give you the alchemical energy of the healing. Yeah. So when we come together, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, she's
so Maddie through Maddie's eyes said that she dreamt of her children's father before she met him.
Did you really?
See, this is the thing.
It happens.
The telepathy, when we don't like to call it that, is very strong.
And that's
how we draw towards the people that we have and want in our lives. But we've got to do what we can to clear the channel and just be open, and then trust what we're receiving. Right?
Yeah. But remember, spiritual discernment is always important. Remember, I was saying earlier, right now, pay attention to this. I did my astro weather report. Jupiter is squaring the North Node and Eros and Pisces. So we could be very unrealistic and idealistic and dreamy about communications and relationships right now. So just be careful of that. That Jupiter square to Eros, that's challenging, right? Because the Jupiter Gemini, remember, it's like gossip, too much data, too much information. So you got to go into the Lilith and Scorpio and the Juno and work with that trine, not the square, right? And trust your intuition. Go with your emotional EQ. Okay, and feel it in the root chakra, like Chewbacca.
The root is on fire.
Like Chewbacca, I knock ya and rock ya. Don't make me verbally, I sock ya. I dock it like pay, because hip hop's been headed the wrong way. But plenty are precise in what they say. Some others are relying strictly on the tracks because of saving their backs, or maybe the pockets. For the rest of history on wax, they'll be known as whack kids, stuck doing a verbal bid, because what you will do is not lift up the lid. So what you slid, you ain't safe. You're getting tagged out. Now you getting dragged out the back. And true hip hop is what you lack, because in fact or fiction, I be kicking this high level addiction, friction on the bars. Chart rulers, Mars. Competition better know that I deliver lyrical scars. I'm on one today. It's the Gemini season, y'all.
Queen Bride 96 just showed
Who?
up.
Queen who?
Queen Bride 96.
She's new. Okay.
I think she is
Queen
new.
Bride, welcome to the show. Share your sun moon rising, and we'll put it on the big screen. And I'll do a free reading. Okay. Yeah, you got to put it on the big screen. She shares it.
So go on and give it to us.
Yeah, share your sun moon rising. Before we go, quickly.
We're about to go.
I actually need a little bit of dinner, and I got to watch the game.
Oh, you're eating again? That means I got to figure out what to feed you.
Something light. No, but even a smoothie.
Oh,
Smoothie would be good.
Do a smoothie?
Because we had a big lunch. I had a salad and some French fries for lunch. Not the best with the fries, but I didn't have that many. It wasn't that many, but the salad, she makes the best salad.
Okay, sorry.
Brie.
Queen Brie.
Queen Brie. Apology. Where's your big three? Dispense it for me.
She's got her son.
Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen.
I know, but
okay.
But do me a favor, love.
You got to share.
Put it all in one thing,
and
I'll put it up.
Put it sun, moon,
and
rising.
That's crazy. Let's see. So Queen, she's a Cancer sun. Do you know your moon and rising? I mean,
Yeah, put it all together in one thing, and then we can put it up.
And then that's crazy. I have Lilith in Scorpio and Juno in the first house and Pluto in the first house. That's God strengthens me.
Okay.
And then take care, Eric and Lon. Oh, you take care too, Stephen. It was good to see you.
Thank you, Stevie.
We'll see you again soon, hopefully. Bye now. And then Queen Bree said,
"Y'all come to Coffee Talk. You want to learn about Beyonce this Saturday?"
So Bree is a Cancer sun.
Put her on the screen.
I know,
okay.
but she
didn't do it.
Well, not fully.
Okay.
So she is a Cancer sun, a Taurus moon, and a Scorpio rising.
Scorpio rising, Cancer sun, Taurus moon. So mom could be up in the cookie jar. You know that when you were born, and I mean the cookie jar in your relationships. The Taurus moon in the 7th house is very grounded and practical, right? You could probably be burning in the kitchen, a good chef, or maybe your spouse, if you're married, can really cook good. I wonder what degree. It's exalted really between 10 and 23. The lunar mansion is the moon behind it. Scorpio rising. You're here for transformation, death, and rebirth, right? 15 to 20, 24 to 33, 33 to 42. Every 7 to 10 years, you're like a new person. Metamorphosis, shedding. But remember, it's the gift and the curse. The curse, it's not a curse, but you're here to break generational curses, but you're going to go through a lot in this life. The gift is Sagittarius 2nd house. You will never go broke and homeless. Whenever you are needing a pinch, the money will just come in, you know. But also with that Cancer sun in the 9th house, really funny. If your dad, is getting kind of moody and stuff, you can give him like milk or baked goods or cookies. That kind of calms him down, and he's not like, because he can get a little moody. Come see, come saw. When the sun is in the 9th house, it's your father's teachings, but sometimes you may go against the father's teachings. But you feel at home really 50 miles or further away from your birthplace. You got to move and shake and travel, okay? And you got a book to write, probably at 44 or 56. Hammer, put them in the mix, okay? You could do really well in the marketplace, herbs, crystals, gems, banking, financial advisor, planner, DJ, chef, acting, artist, work. I mean, anything, Taurus, but classic. You're very classy. Like you like classy music, classical, older music. Let's say if you are in your 30s, you may like 90s R&B and hip hop. You're all about Biv DeVoe and the 90s hip hop. You may not like all the stuff that's out now, and nobody really should. It's like, sorry, just being honest. I mean, I like Kendrick and some of these other people, but the music overall right now, you guys, it's not so nice. It's not hitting the spot. And by the way, I've still been recommending for the collective, you guys, as we get ready to wrap up, really just check in with your heart and your root chakra. I'm sensing at the collective, we need instrumental music at this time. It could be instrumental, folk, jazz, rock, classical, hip hop, but avoid all the lyrics, because there's a lot with Neptune and Saturn and Aries. There could be a lot pouring into the subconscious mind. So you don't want the lyrics that can be changing your vibration and frequency and making you think the wrong things. So the instrumental, you come up with your own lyrics. You write a poem, right? You initiate creativity. This is not a time
that we need to be taking on other people's thoughts
Yeah.
about ourselves.
You
we need to be
get your
formulating
own
our
thoughts.
own thoughts about ourselves.
And with this Gemini New Moon energy, that's the perfect thing, right?
Visualizing, claiming the whole night.
Oh, wait, I just got the download. Because Gemini also rules the ears. You need new ears, new reality, new beginning, new consciousness, right? Don't listen to somebody else's lyrics. You think of your own lyrics. Capiche?
Absolutely. Good. Yeah, that was very good. Very good advice.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Pretty good.
But yeah, so using your
after that, I can drop the mic. I'm feeling a little hoity-toity. It's like,
Anyway.
I love you guys.
Yes, thank
Please
you
come back
guys.
and comment. And you new people, thank you, Queen, for coming. And Black God, but who was the other new person? I forgot. But
Mobster, wealth
Wealth
mobster.
Mobster.
Thank you.
Know,
It's
get the
good
bag.
for
Hit
you.
me up for the
Thank
birth chart.
you.
But also anybody with a
And
Gemini.
Awaken
Listen.
the Dream School. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
CB.
But
Scala.
Gemini, Sun, Moon, Risings, hit me up, Eric at BigEAstro.com, and take advantage of the Gemini birth chart sale. And this was fun. Okay. But I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow night. I'll be back. And who asked about Jupiter Gemini? That's tomorrow. Mars and Jupiter and Gemini natal birth chart, either 6 p.m. or 6:30. I'll put the show up either late tonight or early tomorrow morning and let you know. But I'm thinking I may do 6:30. Okay. So, all right, you guys. I'm Audi 5000G. Here,
right,
click
guys.
that. You got to be careful when you click it.
Thank you so much for coming. We love you.
And don't forget, sign up for Coffee Talk. Beyonce, $15, 75 minutes this Saturday, 12 noon Eastern. Aries rising, Virgo moon 6th house, Virgo sun 6th house, Scorpio moon 8th house. The good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to learn about the Queen Bee. Okay, right. Beyonce.
Good night.